Classical music is the name given to music written by composers in Europe over the past 400 years or so. Prior to this, composers wrote music for voices, for church choirs, or for court entertainments, such as musical arrangements of the latest work by a fashionable poet. Up until the 19th century, concerts were invariably boozy occasions at which people chatted, danced, and even sang along to the music. Arias, songs from Mozart's operas, were sung in the beer houses of Vienna by the lagerlouts of the day, and you would probably have found it hard to resist tapping your foot or dancing to the music of Handel or Vivaldi. The quality of instruments improved, especially in the violins and other string instruments made by the Amati and Stradivarius families in Italy. Baroque is a style of music that is characterized by a tendency to take a simple melody and decorate it by adding and incorporating extra bursts of technical brilliance that allows the performer to quite simply show off. It was during the Baroque period that new instruments were invented, including the piano. The orchestra gained its basic form of a body of strings plus other instruments, and public concerts began to take place. From about 1800, a great change took place. Composers were no longer dependent on the church, royalty and nobility for patronage. They became independent, writing for their own pleasure. This was the great classical era of Mozart, Haydn, Schubert and Beethoven. The compositions written during the classical era are still played so much today that all European composed music is known generally as classical music. The compositions of Chopin and Berlioz, written immediately after Beethoven and Schubert, were a completely different sound and revolutionary at the time. The Romantic era was born. This Romantic movement, which occurred in other arts such as painting and architecture, was inspired to a large extent by social change in Europe. The Romantics were a nostalgic movement, with artists looking back on an imagined idyllic past of beautiful landscapes and natural beauty, as characterized by Mendelssohn, who expresses romantic ideals, often in descriptive music, using the sounds of the instruments to paint scenes and reflect moods. The first performance of this work, The Rite of Spring by Igor Stravinsky, caused a riot. The audience was so shocked by the nature of the music and its subject, ritual sacrifice in primeval times, that they ended up shouting and screaming to the point that the dancers could no longer hear the music playing. Help gives you instructions on how you might use this application. The two buttons at the top right-hand corner of the screen minimize and exit the application. This part of the disc explores the world of classical music through pictures, words, and of course music. Performance allows you to listen to a selection of music from any period, music type, or composer. You can make a selection of music to listen to by clicking on the drop-down buttons and changing the music type, composer or period you're interested in. You can listen to the pieces in chronological or random order. When you have made your selection, press this button and the concert will begin. Timeline displays the lives of composers so that you can see easily who lived at the same time as any other composer. You can select one of the composers just by clicking on the name, or go back to the contents page by clicking the button in the top right corner of the screen. The index allows you to find out the meaning of many musical terms. It also allows you to quickly look up compositions and this is an alphabetical list of all the composers, compositions and musical terms we've included. You can use the page buttons to move through the pages, or you can key any letter to get to the appropriate page. Musical terms are shown as italic text. Clicking on these words will display them. Press this button to return to the index. Clicking on compositions or composers will give you more information about that item. Compositions describes the music we've included, while composers gives you the information you want about the lives of each of the composers. This screen gives you information about all the composers on this disc, with a picture and selections of their music. Use the drop-down buttons to change the music or the composer. You can find out more about the composer's music by pressing this button.